Don't let the title fool you. This is a Suicide Squad movie. Batman Assault on Arkham is the 20th film under the DC Universe Animated Original Movies banner, which are typically released straight to Blu-ray and VOD. We're kicking off the Quad Squad Marathon with this Suicide Squad-centric venture, but is it worthy of Task Force X? Or is this dead on arrival? Set in the same universe as the Batman Arkham Asylum video games, a group of DC Comics B-list characters are assembled for a mission in Gotham City. The Riddler has something that Amanda Waller wants, and her Suicide Squad must infiltrate Arkham Asylum without alerting Batman to their presence. Can they complete their mission, or are they being led on a wild goose chase? I mentioned that this film is set in the Arkham Asylum video game universe, but if you've never played or even know anything about the games, then you'll be fine. This film is actually more accessible than I anticipated at the time of its release in 2014. This film puts together a fun mishmash of characters some people may have heard of, and others they certainly never have. But it all works. We're teased at the very beginning in thinking that we're following Batman on another adventure, but actually he works in the film more like the shark in Jaws. He occasionally pops in and out, following a totally separate set of circumstances that occasionally crosses paths with our real protagonists, the Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, KG Beast, Killer Frost, and Black Spider are all introduced to us in a fun montage as our Suicide Squad. The film is a fun mix of superhero action-adventure and an Ocean's 11 style heist, which really works surprisingly well as a combination. There's a lot of good stuff here. It's no wonder that the film was essentially used to test the waters of interest in a real-life Suicide Squad film, which would eventually grace the screen a couple years later. The only reason the film uses Batman in the title is because of how bankable that name is. At the time, Suicide Squad didn't have a reputation, good or bad, to be marketable. One last positive I want to bring up is just the stellar voice cast that was assembled. A name not many people will know, but should, is Andrea Romano. She is a legend when it comes to casting voices for animated projects, and she assembles a brilliant voice cast to bring these characters to life. There's very little here that I'd say worked against the film. Sure, the animation isn't the highest of quality, but it gets the job done. It might be a little too overtly sexual in some spots and doesn't add too much to the story or mission. It just feels at times that they really wanted to show sexy comic book characters just to appeal to a certain demographic, and I'm sure that worked. That being said, this is still a big recommendation from me. I've honestly shown this film to people who know nothing about some of the deeper library of characters in DC's arsenal, and they come out on the other side being pleasantly surprised. This isn't a cartoon for kids. It's got the blood and guts and violence and guys in bat costumes. Don't be fooled, this is a very adult story, and these are very adult characters taken absolutely seriously. The film gets a B+ from me. It's definitely not a perfect film, but it is still one of the better outings from the DC Animated Universe movies. Lots of this movie was just bonus world building from my previous experiences playing the video games. Fortunately, you don't need any of that to enjoy this. It's a fun and bloody romp that gets in and gets out. And when the credits roll, you just think to yourself, that was pretty darn good. I'd see a live action one of these. Have you guys ever seen Batman Assault on Arkham? If not, are you at least curious? Leave your comments below. If you guys enjoyed the review, share it with your friends. Leave a like and subscribe for future reviews and other fun videos. And come back tomorrow for the next installment of the Quad Squad Marathon, where we will talk about another Suicide Squad animated film, which is called Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. Until then, I'll be seeing you.